I am a natural procrastinator, but this week I'm forcing myself to get some quality work done. Let's see how it goes. I think we all know what it takes to be productive and efficient, but sometimes, a lot of the times, we just don't want to. So what happens when you force yourself to stay completely focused? I started by doing the easiest thing on my to-do list, completely avoiding the boring or challenging things. Not only does it make it easier to actually start, but it gives you a sense of achievement to carry you through to the tougher work. But I wouldn't even get the easy work done if I didn't have deadlines. In fact, the entire reason why I'm making this episode is because I need to be more focused on this film that I'm releasing next week on youtube.com/CadeVisuals. This entire episode with the time lapse of me working is designed to force me to work, because I know that this show has to come out every week. There is a deadline. So make sure you tell people when your film will be released so that you can stick to that date. Same thing goes for YouTube videos. So while I was working on the sound mix, I kept referring back to my to-do list that I'd written, which has all of the very detailed things I need to do split up into each scene. That way I don't have to try and keep it all in my mind, and I can clearly see which tasks are most important. Aside from that, one of the easiest ways to stay focused is to log out of YouTube, Twitter, and anything else. I don't know about you, but if I tell myself not to go on social media while I'm working, I usually do it anyway. But simply having the extra hassle of typing in my password to log in again tends to prevent me from just checking every 5 minutes. However, that doesn't mean I was working the entire time. Another productivity tip that we've all heard is to take breaks. So I gave myself a 10-minute break after every hour of work, which feels like a lot of breaks, but evidently our brains aren't designed to focus on one task for ages and ages. So I made sure I took a real break, which means leaving the room, walking around for a bit. Although it doesn't seem right to set aside time to not work, I think it's better than what I usually do, which is to try and work and relax at the same time, where they kind of merge to the point where I'm always working and always resting. By the end of it, I haven't done much work, and yet I don't feel that rested. So while I don't want to live my life by a schedule, when a deadline's coming up, I think it's worth it. But of course we all have bad days, and when I can't motivate myself to follow a schedule or do any of the other steps, I can usually get some good work done after talking to someone about it. Just yesterday I had a Skype with the producer of the short film, and like usual I found myself feeling more inspired about the project. It gets me in the right headspace for working on it, when you can talk through ideas and hear other people's point of view. And collaborating with someone in person is even better, because they'll know if you're just watching movies all day. But the truth is, these tips, they won't trick you into getting stuff done. The laziness is far smarter than that. At some point, you've just got to start, and then after that, you just have to put in the hours. Right now, you might be thinking that this time lapse is pretty mundane, spending 4 hours in one chair working on the sound mix and writing some ideas for behind the scenes. But you know, that's the way it feels sometimes. You could be working on the best film with the best people, but there will always be highlights and the dull parts. So the fact is, I am going to spend a lot of hours working at a computer by myself when I could be out with friends, watching movies, or asleep like I probably should have been as the clock gets closer to 2 a.m. And that is why it's worth learning to be efficient, forcing yourself to work to a schedule so you can stay focused. It's so you can do better work, and more importantly, still have time to live the rest of your life as well. And that is my goal for 2016. My name's Simon Cade, this has been DSLRguide, and I'll see you next week.